Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. And it also seems that we're technically winning this whole culture war thing, or at least the very least, we are taking some small strides and W's because now even teachers are getting reported on the lesson of race. They're being fought against by a lot of these kids, these people, and I see a lot of high school students also pushing back. Now, it's some areas not so much, but you're seeing the actual pushback here. High school students are getting tired of the wokeness, the indoctrination, the BS that is all happening here. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys exactly what's been going on here at South Carolina. We have this: her students reported her for a lesson on race. Can she trust them again? Well. We will go over this and a few other things as well, because there's some things that people need to start understanding about why they're actually indoctrinating them. They're actually truly racist people, and they hate black people or any other race. Because these people are not what we call non-racist. They what we call are racist. You're not gonna then if you're not. By the way, Hannah Addison, you're also will be called a racist because you're defending this. Where it says Marywood School reprimanded her for teaching a book by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Now she hopes for her bond with students can survive South Carolina's politics. We have this. So, here's what we're talking about with this type of stuff. Washington University implements segregated black-only student housing. We're going to read. Western Washington University, a small school located south of Seattle, has created segregated housing on its campus specifically for black students. What was that happened all the way through pretty much the 1800s to, I would even say, the 1960s, I may believe, to where there was segregation for black people, and there were black sinks and white sinks, black bathrooms and white bathrooms, and all of the order. There were specific only black people things and only white people things. The black people were pretty much taken away from the community, the rest of society, and they were treated like garbage. So why is there segregation now happening in Seattle, of all things? It almost sounds like it's eerie similar to what's been going on. It does seem like there is racism still in this country. Fortunately, for no bad reason, it's the Democrats. Again. Western Washington, located about 90 miles south of Seattle, has designated to the fourth floor of Alma Clark Class Hall for its Black Affinity Housing Program. The building is named for the first black person to attend Western Washington. The program will explore and celebrate the diversity of black and African Americans, people, and culture with historical and contemporary context. The program's website states, also saying that all Western students residing in the program help foster a warm and vibrant community supporting social, personal, and academic success. Black Affinity Housing residents representing all diverse identities pride themselves in fostering a sense of belonging for all residents by creating a safe environment for open, honest, and sometimes challenging dialogue. Really? So, if black people are about 13.7% of the actual population, we also have the, the Planned Parenthood, which was pretty much designed for the execution and obliteration of black people so we cannot have kids and rise our actual population in society, which also is probably one of the reasons why we can't rise above the 13.7%, because we are being executed in mass, because that's one of the actual, Robert, I may believe that her name, was planned to do so. She was planned to do this. So this was one of the big reasons on why we couldn't coexist. They wanted to kill black people. And is it really diverse? Is it really a safe environment? Is it really honest? Is it really challenging when you're alienating 13% of your population by the rest of the population to not learn other people's opinions? Sounds like it's doing the exact opposite of that, no? Weird. Colleges including New York University, the University of Colorado, Stanford University, and Cornell University have embraced and implemented housing for black students in an effort to make black students feel more comfortable at predominantly white institutions. Black students on white campuses have dealt with numerous issues in recent years while attending PWIs. I wonder what those issues would be exactly. Because unless you're talking about racism, I think the most racist thing that you're doing so far is this. In April, Western Washington hosted a webinar on the issue and added that several black student organizations and black students on campus have called for the housing program in the past and defended the program, according to Fox News. Not everyone is happy about the growing trend as people on social media express their opinion. According to U.S. News, Western Washington, a Division II university, had more than 50,000 students last year. So, residents in Black affinity have based on housing are encouraged to participate in periodic community programming and dialogues intended to build community, promote learning, and support wellness centering the Black experience. The program description said staff will organize opportunities for residents and to attend Black-centered events and generally refer to programs as a group. Now, I want you guys to make sure to keep this in mind right here, that we have this right here. Just this one line. So we have residents in Black affinity-based housing are encouraged to participate in periodic community programming, strong word here, programming, and dialogues to build a community. So keep that in mind, because we're going to get right into this. So we have this here from the Brown v. Board of Education and Interest Commerce Dilemma. This is the one thing they're talking about, Derek D. Bell, and all this great stuff that I really wanted to talk about. So we have this. After a Brown v. Board of Education was decided, Professor Herbert Wechsler questioned whether the Supreme Court's decision could be justified on the basis of neutral principles. To him, Brown arbitrarily traded the rights of whites to not to associate with blacks in favor of the rights of blacks to associate with whites. In this comment, Professor Derek Bell suggests that no conflict of interest actually existed. For a brief period, the interests of the races converged to make the Brown decision inevitable. More recent Supreme Court decisions, however, suggest to Professor Bell a growing divergence of interest that makes integration less feasible. He suggests the interests of blacks in quality education might now be better served by concentration on improving the quality of existing schools, whether disregarded or all black. So yeah, we are saying that we don't want to associate with black people. Sounds eerily similar to this, right? Remember, community programming. This is for Black affinity. So we're going to go with this. Ibram X. Kendi, in his book How to Be an Anti-Racist, states, the only remedy to racist discrimination is anti-racist discrimination. The only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. The only remedy to present discrimination is future discrimination. Oh, and what's she doing here? About this book here. What is happening here? Remember, community programming. We have this as well, where it is also doing all of this. So, that seems a little bit weird. The critics of critical race theory argue that a racist is one who treats people differently based on the color of their skin rather than the content of their character. Certainty says the only way to exercise America's systematic racism is to make non-people of color to realize that they are racist because of their skin color, regardless of their character or heart. The danger is seen in how this tactic has been used in the past. China's Red Guards began by launching an attack on the four olds: old cultures, old customs, culture, habits, and ideas. Symbols of old China were destroyed. China's wokeness sessions about the symbols of capitalism were called struggle sessions. In China, it was proletariat versus bourgeois and communists versus capitalists, while in America, it is social injustice victims versus white privilege beneficiary. Anti-fascist and democratic socialists versus capitalists and college-educated progressive versus deplorable. Step 1 for redemption is, hi, I admit that I'm powerless over racism, and I make the lives of my victims unmanageable. A coarse or brainwashed confession is not necessarily good for the soul, or for that matter, to racial harmony, but it might be good for one's career. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, we go back to product community programming. So, again, what are they doing here? They're trying to program black people to say that, oh, it's okay for segregation, it's okay to think differently of your black people, which is of white people and all that stuff, and saying to discriminate, which is to segregate people. Again, community programming. So, what we're seeing here is that the Democrats, these racists, these people, because that's what they are, they're actively doing this. They're pretty much just saying, okay, white people, black people be separated. Remember, you have to discriminate them. It's quoted here. So, we need discrimination. Why? You're discriminating against people by segregating them. It's that simple. We're going to go through this article just a little bit. We're going to avoid this garbage here because this is just garbage. Everything was ready, but Wood didn't leave. For the first time since she started teaching 14 years ago, she was scared to go back to school. 6 months earlier, 2 of Wood's advanced placement English language and composition students had reported her to the school board for teaching about race. Wood had assigned her all-white class reading from Tachany Coates' Between the World and Me, a book that dissects what it means to be black in America. The students wrote in emails that the book, accompanying videos that Wood 47 played about systematic racism, made them ashamed to be white, violating a South Carolina proviso that forbids teachers from making students feel discomfort, guilt, anguish, or any form of psychological stress on account of their stress. Remember this, guys. Made ashamed to be white. And then we have this here. The only remedy to racist discrimination is anti-racist discrimination. The only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, which is making them feel, obviously here, that they feel bad for being white, which is trying to make them feel discriminate against other people. A little weird, isn't it? And also this, why is it segregated? Reading Cassidy Coates' book felt like reading hate propaganda towards white people, one student wrote. At least 2 parents complained too. Within days, school administrators ordered Wood to stop teaching the lesson. They placed a formal letter of reprimand in her file, instructing her to keep teaching without discussing this issue with your students. Wood finished out the spring semester feeling defeated and betrayed, not only by her students, but by the school system that raised her. Yes, because you have been, again, what do we say here, ladies and gentlemen? Of my friends, Parada Community Programming. She's been programmed. The high school Wood teaches at this same school when she attended it. So again, we're gonna go through here. Wood's cases drew national polarizing attention. Conservative outlets and commentators derided Wood's race shaming against white people. Left-leaning media declared her a martyr to cancel culture. The latest casualty of raging debates over how to teach racism, and history that have engulfed the country since the coronavirus pandemic. South Carolina is one of the 18 states to restrict education on race since 2021, according to an Education Week tally. And at least half of the country has been passed the laws limit instruction on race, history, sex, or gender identity, per Washington Post analysis. Wood is not the first teacher to get caught in the crossfire. So, yes. So, what we're seeing here, it's obvious that these teachers are racist. That these teachers obviously do not like black people. The Democrats don't like black people. I mean, it's all shown here, and they even say here in this article, in this website here, Parada Community Programming. So I don't know about you all. If they're saying that we need discrimination, they're doing obvious discrimination here by doing segregation. And they're also saying that, we shouldn't be talking to black people, etc., and stuff like that. And they're defending this. What more can you say that they are trying to alienate 13.7% of the population, segregate them again, like they did back all through the 1800s to even the 1800s through the 1900s, for almost mid-1900s to the 1960s, and all that great stuff. How is this not happening here? There's still segregation. There's still massive problems, and we're going to think that they're not the bad guys. Well, I beg to differ. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, share. As always, take care. And blacks, my friends, my brothers, even my white friends, you're not hated. Don't cause segregation. It's bad. I think we can fight against this. I think we know what they're coming from. I think white people are also realizing the actual evil tree that is happening, and we need to fight against it. See you later, my friends. Take care.